from Nakapiripiriti district and from Karamoja sub-region for changing the lives of the people of Karamoja, Nakapiripiriti in particular, on water, economic empowerment at households level, and security, which is paramount. Your Excellency, as I take an honor to invite the Minister of Gender and Labor and Social Development, Honorable Betty Amongi, to come and forward and make her remarks. May we all continue to uphold the dignity of labor. I wish all Ugandans a joyful and reflective Labor Day celebration. I am so humbled that you came to Nakapiripiriti. It's so near from Kampala. Your Excellency, we have the best as we plan to go and pay our last respect to Mzee Athio in the next compound. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, Head of Diplomatic Corps, Members of Parliament, religious leaders, representative of workers and employers, national leaders. I see Your Excellency, our cultural leaders and religious leaders seated. I have also other national leaders, the chairperson, National Women Council, and the executive. They are there. We have a DPP, representative of IGG, the former Deputy Chief Justice. And I want to, Your Excellency, we are in Karamoja, where we have a cabinet minister in charge of Karamoja, and also a state minister. I hope he will introduce the state minister for Karamoja, and it will be unfair when we are in Karamoja not to allow him to greet the people of Karamoja. Then I deliver the speech and invite you. Honorable Lokeris, please.
Your Excellency of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, because of time, all protocol observed. You are most welcome to the region. Your Excellency, you know, since you come, and that year when you arrived, you met me, and you did give me the appointment of a special administrator for this area. The area was not known where it was moving. But now, what you have done, you are the true light of Karamoja region. Let me remind you a few things you did when I was with you. There was a time we were discussing about this road that should be tarmacked. But the people were saying, what is the internal rate of return for this road? Then you heard it and say, no, I see prospects in Karamoja. Let us stimulate by making roads, and you will see the internal rate of return would increase. You see now, this road which has come, this one, when you argued and you got the money from the Islamic Development Bank, the road is here. Good enough you gave to a company from Turkey, Plateau. What he's doing on this road is so marvelous that most roads are not like this. And he will continue up to Nakapiripiriti. And during the one again you allowed to be made by Ministry of Works up to Moroto. So here now, meet the one of Soroti. What more? You have done the imaginable things we didn't expect. The day again we were together discussing about power. We said, where is the money? We said the money is what you yourself established, the electricity fund. When we had done the survey, we came to you with your neck, who was my minister. We said, the money is there. He said, where? We say, rural electricity fund. How much? $55 million. But for Soroti to Moroto is only 6. For this one, from Sironko to Amudat, 5, 11. You said, go ahead. We never asked you anything. Power is here. People are snoring under power. Instead of doing cottage industry with a zone. But it's good enough. It's there. For industries also, you said move. And that's why I brought KV 132, which has reached Kidepo. You imagine what you have done. And you are continuing. Now factories are coming, everything is coming. For me, I'm telling this Karamojong, if we want to change quickly, Museveni is the answer. Next election, when I see a person not saying Museveni Oye, I will say this one has got, I think the head is not all right. Because if you are seeing well, we are moving. This is the pleasures I want to tell you, Your Excellency. For us now, we used from Namalu to Mbale, a person used to pay 50,000 transport fare. Now it is 5, 10. And we are moving all the time. You can go 10 times if you want. So marketing is on the way. And you saw our ladies who came here. They were not very tired. You saw them all right. We grow a lot of rice here. If you want rice, don't import from India. It is import from Namalu. It is there. So this is what we are saying. And the whole of Karamoja is really moving. And they want peace. But I'm trying to do peace. But there are a few things which bring problems. I think the budget was drastically cut. I want all the time to move in Karamoja, but at times I don't find time to move. And even my colleagues complain, say, you used to be very active. Why are you not coming? But I don't know, tell them that it's a problem. But otherwise, Your Excellency, you are most welcome. I am very happy. We know Karamoja is moving ahead in transformation. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, let me introduce Honorable Nambozo. If you can stand up, he's the Minister of State in charge of Karamoja, and she's always with the people of Karamoja. Let me also recognize Justice Jane Oku, Acting Principal Judge, was not introduced, and our Justice Linda Tumusime, our Head of Industrial Court. Thank you for coming. Your Excellency, many people have already said why we are celebrating Labor Day. To honor workers, celebrate their contributions, advocate for fair labor practices. Your Excellency, our labor force remains the backbone of our economy. Therefore, today we are recognizing the importance of promoting and protecting the rights of workers. We are assessing the challenges we continue to face, opportunities that lies ahead, and recommitting ourselves to ensuring that we enforce employment practices that enhance productive employment. Your Excellency, I want to just give a slight characterization of our labor force. Our labor force is predominantly composed of young population, constituting 73%, who are under the age of 30, according to the Uganda Bureau of Standards 2024 census. This youthful population, Your Excellency, presents immense opportunity to build a dynamic, productive labor force. The international community defines the working population to be those between 14 years to 64 years. So when we talk about child labor, children 14 years are allowed to undertake some kind of labor. It is those that are below 14 that if they undertake employment that are not commensurate to training them is termed as child labor. So the working population age is 14 to 64, Your Excellency. And in Uganda, this category 14 to 64 is composed of 25.155 million Ugandans, representing 56.7% of our population. There are more females, 13.8272 is the population of women, 13,872,000 are the women population that are in the working categories. One are into family business, supporting a family business, or working in a family business, or working in a family business. 5.3% are employing themselves in their business that they have started. They employ themselves maybe as directors or MDs and also employ others. And 1.7% are into paid apprenticeship. Paid apprenticeship are those people, graduates, who come to your MDAs and they are training, but you're giving them some little facilitation like transport, and they are being trained on the job. That constitutes 1.7%. Your Excellency, a significant portion of these categories of workers are engaged in informal and vulnerable employment. These vulnerable employments are things like when you are driving and coming here, you saw a lot of people selling at the roadsides. They are selling their tomatoes, they are selling their onions, they are selling their roasted cassava, roasted meats. Those are the people that are in the informal employment. And those in the informal employment are over 70% in the informal employment. Your Excellency, our unemployment rate stands at 12.3%, and according to the Population and Housing Census, a large number of the youth aged between 15 to 24 years are neither in employment or in education or in training. And these are the people, when you go to cities, you find they have created what they call jobless corners. They get up in the morning, they go to the towns, they go to the city, they don't have what to do, and they might end up being those who are stealing your phones, and you have to ensure that you are very careful. In terms of gender, women are more in the informal sector and unpaid work. And I think when you drive, you see majority of the women are the one on the roadside selling. And Your Excellency, our focus as a ministry and government is to ensure that these statistics of the people in the informal sectors are brought into the formal sector. And I am glad that several policies have been put in place and programs to address those challenges. the rollout of education and skilling under Ministry of Education, the BTVET, which are skilling people in technical work. Your own initiative, Your Excellency, of the Presidential Skilling Center, the macroeconomic policies that has attracted foreign direct investments, industrial parks and factories are promoting jobs. Your Excellency, other programs like EMIOGA, Operation Wealth Creation, Uganda Women's Entrepreneurship Program, Youth Livelihood Program, the Agricultural Facility Credit Facility Program, the skilling under the Ministry of Gender. We have Juakali that supports with tools and equipment for those who have got training from other entities. All this is to ensure that we absorb the statistics I've talked about so that they get into either self-employment or they are able to be employed by those who are getting this equipment and will employ others. We have several laws that we have put in place, and I want to thank you, Your Excellency, for assenting to the OSH, the Occupational Safety and Health Amendment Act, which we received 2 weeks ago, which is supposed to strengthen the Ministry of Gender, Department of Occupational Safety and Health, in ensuring that inspection and enforcement of safety of workers is harnessed through that laws. We have the Employment Amendment Act. On top of that, we have the Labor Dispute Arbitration Settlement Act, the Workers' Compensation Act, which deals with the issues around compensation of workers who get injured or dies or falls sick in their workplaces. The Pension Act, the NSSF Act, the Public Service Standing Orders, to mention but a few. So these laws, Your Excellency, stipulates with clarity the issue related to fair wages. And this is one of the areas that there are many challenges, the issue of wages, where many people are not being paid commensurate with what the laws stipulate. Some people are paid as low as 3,000 per day, Your Excellency. That's why sometimes when you are driving, you will find where the people are within industrial park walking with a large number. So the issue of fair wages are addressed in the law, job security, safety and health, working hours, social security benefits, gratuity, maternity and paternity benefits, the right to form or join unions, the right to non-discrimination, and the right to social security. Of course, although the law exists, we still find some unscrupulous people who still do not follow the law, Your Excellency. And I'm glad that yesterday when you met us with the workers and Federation of Uganda Employers, they explained to you the challenges of casual workers. And your guidance will help us in the ministry to streamline the issue of casualization of workers. The issue of working without written contracts. Most of the workers are given oral contracts. It's even worse where most of these are subcontractors. Your Excellency, we have this practice which we will bring a cabinet paper on circumstances where established companies are now using agents to recruit for them and negotiate. The agents are the ones who negotiate the wages, and they take the employees to the companies, and when those employees get a problem, the companies say, those are not our employees, you talk to the agents. And the agents do not have the licenses to employ people, and it does not have the mandate to compensate, to treat injury, and so on. that lacuna, we will bring a paper in cabinet. The issue of safety, occupational safety and health, we have a lot of circumstances where workers are dying. I think in the last 1 month we recorded about 3-4 deaths because of lack of following stringent occupational safety and health in workplaces. There is issues of unfair termination, the issue of some of the employers rejecting the right to collective bargaining, and so they will not allow workers to form their collective bargaining association and unions within the company premises. Your Excellency, as a ministry, we are mitigating these challenges. We are enforcing labor laws. We have strengthened labor officers. We are asking local governments to recruit more labor officers because now we have money to pay and train labor officers who are mandated to go into those workplaces, inspect them, and enforce and recommend penalties. We are also enhancing penalties, and I want to really thank the department for the enforcement of penalties. Your Excellency, enforcement of penalties on the side of NSSF has enabled NSSF to increase their collection, because enforcement, ensuring that all the workers are counted and contributions made, and if an employer does not make contribution, NSSF moves in vigorously to ensure penalties. It has enabled NSSF to move that fund from 18 trillion now to 23 trillion. And with the new regulations of voluntary contribution, I'm also glad and notify you, Your Excellency, that the amendment which you permitted, that NSSF should open up, and any Ugandans who want to voluntarily save with NSSF outside the law be permitted. The regulation was done, and in the last 2 months they have moved that contribution from voluntary savers to over 5 billion. So I want to attest that enforcement works, and we are going to ensure that we enforce on issues of externalization of labor that many Ugandans talk about. Your Excellency, this financial year we now have money to scale up recruitment and placing of labor touches in the destination countries. Already you guided us, Your Excellency, and we had support from ESO. We have labor touch in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We are now going to have in Qatar, Jordan, UAE, and other countries. Because labor touches are those people with knowledge, and when they're in the countries where our externalized workers are, they are able to follow the complaints inside the countries, enforce labor laws, and where there is a problem, they are able to reach the ministry quickly, and we are able to respond. Your Excellency, I want to now conclude on the most important aspect of our theme, which is consolidating the gains of parish development model. And I want to attest, Your Excellency, which you know very well, that PDM has been a game changer for promoting local and rural entrepreneurship and generating employment at the grassroots. Without targeting rural and grassroots to get into employment and get into commercial agriculture, it will be difficult for us to sustain where we are moving into the middle income economy. And the data we got from the PDM Secretariat, Your Excellency, is showing that those that are now in coffee under PDM is 265,460. Those who have benefited under PDM in coffee. In other crops, 742,169. Piggery, and I know many people like to Ugandans are very fond of pork. In piggery, there are 280,847 producers under PDM. In poultry, there are 261,181. And in dairy production, there are 72,429. So within the period of PDM, we have seen a reduction from the previous statistics of those in the subsistence economy at 39%, and it has now reduced to 33%. So, Your Excellency, PDM continues to lift many rural people out of poverty and creating jobs. And therefore, this theme today on consolidating PDM emphasizes the need to build on the progress made that will enhance productivity and inclusive job creation. With that, Your Excellency, I want to take this opportunity, all the other programs that we already have, which is upcoming, to complement PDM is stated in our booklet, programs.
Mata Akaramajong, Rakaranoi. Somebody should translate in the local language. Somebody translate in Akaramajong.
Ikimalai wani ya kapoloni yoke balai wanda da mata.
The Deputy Prime Minister, the ministers, the labor leaders, all the other leaders, and members of the diplomatic corps, and the wananchi of Karamoja.
Ikimala tana inyeli wani dadang. Agia wani ngetungangu ya lokinga. Kape ikangulu ikitiyeka wani kwa etuwane boko ya Prime Minister. Kana itu wani Karamoja dada.
Because we have been here for a long time, I will try to summarize. Translate for them.
Ayaka eboi wani anege akawoyan. Achamte na yanga kronugo atubutubu ni uliwaka.
Now, there is a word in the Bantu dialects called Enshoni. In Uganda it is Ensonyi. This is when you feel embarrassed or ashamed to do something bad.
Eya kroto ngene ya itoma na kituki ngune gelegelea. Na itera kroto na ga ale chitingina terio toriam ara kikipiya kitia etichimolete mokilokitia.
And that Enshoni is the one which makes you avoid doing certain things because people will look at you badly.
Rana itingina akroto na atemarebe ale chitingina teritungana nto yakaunori apagine temoginogitie.
But we had a name in Ankore, Nshoninche, the one who has no shame to do anything.
Anna ina bod wangi nyankole eya kroto ne bokoi itungana ni nyemeni tatemari nyeti yatangunarno kori itungana ni nyamam nyekere.
How do you say it in Akaramajong? The one who has no shame to do anything.
Atami ibore bokoi wana laerere nyevi ni krea itungana ni nyemeni tera laerere tie tichikwangene chamito.
Would be who?
Alaerere.
Arairen.
Alaerere.
There are some other irons in Uganda. Translate. I'm saying because the opposition and those who oppose NRM are really Arairen.
Nera ngitunga ngulu etiakara neni yogorungle boko yoni ngulu ko opposition era ngitunga ngulu ya laere
Tebalna Sonyi, they have no shame, no embarrassment.
Era ngitunga ngulu laere ngulu ya mam ngakre milito kiti ya uni nguna iti ya unte abali kele nguna ke nguna
Now, I am glad you arranged this May Day in Nakapiripiriti in Karamoja.
Alakara na iya na kolongite na nera ikiaitu wani ngadu bananugu ikitale ngadu bananugu na kolongite na alokari moja wana Nakapiripiriti.
So that you can shame the Irene people.
Ngutu wangul todo lutu nege ya nera ejua kanyuru kude ya geo ne aloka mpala paka ne kuria lo entebe. Kane kuria lo entebe. Paka ne.
And there is security.
Kadang iya wara kori iya itete mama kurian.
So you had you had Lokeris was telling you about the road.
Ikipoto de que on tarera lo ka to ko Lokeris kori papa yo ko Lokeris iruoronga krongo na ajua kamune tapito ngurugudei.
About the electricity.
Iruoro tarenguna kalai.
About the immunization. The immunization. That's why the population of Karamoja has gone up. Those young people you are talking about, young people, were you not marrying in the past? Where were the children? The children were dying. The dams. So the situation is moving. There are some mistakes in the Ministry of Works. By some of those planners. You find new roads are good like this one, then the old roads are allowed to deteriorate. That's why the road from Kampala to Jinji is now not so good, yet this one far away from Kampala is good. And the one from Mitiana to Mbende was allowed to deteriorate. But we are stopping that bad planning. Once a road is tarmac, it will not be allowed to deteriorate. And the Maram roads will also be maintained. And we shall continue adding to the length of the tarmac roads. Therefore, on the issue of jobs, the pessimism expressed by the Irene, you write it for me. How do you say it? You write it for me. Somebody write it for me. Therefore, the pessimism spread by groups like Monitor. Monitor is Irene Monitor. Is wrong, and they are going to be ashamed.
So ngitungana ngulungulu tiete dengan kerong narono kong epote ngilej akirumu kidianera tiete dengan kerong narono.
As we stand today,
ikwangna kiya karewan na kolong itina.
According to the figures they gave me from UBOS,
aloto ma una potungula UBOS ko ringulu tungangulu marete tungwa kwa ina kidiangwan.
There are 1.4 million workers in the factories.
ya kalingi tunga ape milioni kangamia ngomononguluti yete.
You check how many they were, 1986, those were in the factories.
Toko neni pay boreng, era pay million kangamia ngomon. Ani boy abunya yang wana bugana karuya me atanga tomoni kanika unya kanika pay. Ara ngiyai.
In agriculture, there are 3.6 million.
Aloto ma kitare yakalinke ya ngalipio ngamilioni yonga unya ngamia kanika pay.
In services, there are 5 million.
Aloto mangi tijizio nguluche yakalinga milioni yonga kani.
In ICT, there are 46,000.
Aloto mangulu tiete awolong na ikwering na ngazimiona yakalimuludan ra milioni yonga meangkan.
Now, the jobs in the public service are 480,000, all the public servants.
Aloto mana itinketi yakanguluka apukanda dang era ngitunga ngamengo umon ngalipio ngamengo umon ngatomoni kanika uni.
Therefore, even where we are now, the jobs in the private sector are many more than the jobs of the government.
Atemar na itarito nani ni yakai wani nege elala kangitunga nguluti yete tichungola alokenga akilo ngule yana pukan.
And we are just beginning.
Kaya raina inaga geunen.
Now, where we are moving now, agriculture alone will create so many jobs. As the minister was beginning to explain to you, Minister Beta Mongi, when somebody gets money of PDM, he creates wealth. Ebari first. Yes. You create ebari. It is the ebari that creates jobs. You cannot have what we call jobs, Aswam. Use the artist, so Aswam is easier for me.
Okay, sir.
You cannot have Aswam without Abari. Whether the Abari is of the government, like the man who spoke, Bamwesije, the Abari he's talking about is government Abari, it's not his Abari. He's head of Uganda Civil Aviation Authority. Which is a government parastatal. So it is the ebari of the government, but creating Aswam for the people. But the private abari, like the factories, the farms, those also create a lot of jobs for the people. I will give you here one example of the man in Fort Portal. Give me that man, what is his name? The one in Fort Portal. Nyakana, yes.
Bangi da chamti cheni ay nak ni da ki dikwane tengna etwane be Nyakana angine yai Fort Portal. Ngole gili chente da nakana ngana loto dangi.
My name is Nyakana Richard. from Rwengaju. This village is called Rwengaju village in Karabarole, Port City. And where we are here is my home, and it's my farm. The biggest landlord in this village of Rwengaju is having 7 acres. People are surviving on quarter an acre, half an acre. 80% of the population here, they are on half an acre, they are on quarter an acre. This farm and this home is seated on 1.25 acre. It is surveyed land. And 1 acre of land here, where we are here, is costing 80 million Uganda shillings. It's very expensive to buy land. Our farm is called Kana Farm. It is having 4 economic activities. Number 1, we are in zero grazing of dairy cows. Number 2, we are in poultry, majorly for layer birds. Number 3, we are in feed processing for livestock. Number 4, manure production. With the poultry, we have 8,500 chicken, and they are in a chick stage, grower, and layer. Those which are laying are giving us 120 trays of eggs, which we are selling at 12,000 shillings per tray, which gives us 1,440,000, and the cost of production is 1,140,000, which gives us a net balance of 300,000 per day as profit. With the feed pressing plant, every day we are processing 1,000 kilos or 1 ton of feeds. We are selling these feeds at 1,850 per kilo, and the cost of production is 1,700. So on every kilo we are making 150 shillings times 1,000 kilo. That is 150,000 shillings per day as net balance of profit from the feeds processing plant. For the dairy zero grazing section, we have got 8 cows. Out of these, 6 are mothers now. The 6 mothers are giving us 120 liters of milk every day. We are selling our little milk at 1,000 shillings, farm gate price, and which gives us 110,000 shillings per day. And the cost of feeding them is 50,000 shillings per day. That leaves us with a balance of 60,000 shillings per day as net profit.
To summarize what Nyakan is saying, he has got those 4 enterprises on 1 acre, 1.2 acres.
Chente iklurunyikiringa ngakrongo na balanya kana ngun. Balanya kana kiya karingeli ngake rupunga dikidiocha. Atamira ritere tare una ba karingeli. Ere peya kanen ere nga milionio atomonikan kaunia kigel. Chamtena ikane president yoka klurunyikiringa ngakrongo na rali wane jok.
He has got hens for eggs, which give him more than 1 million a day, 1 million shillings a day.
Aloto mafam na nyakana ngin. Yang kokoro ngulu nana kinete nyedi ngidelinga pe million aloto ma kolongi kotere ngabe.
And he is selling milk, 110 liters of milk per day, and he's getting money for that.
Egialna rida na baloto ma ke fam ngakile kai diamonte ngidelinga ngulu pe yalala.
He has also started making animal feed.
We didn't
have time to show, but what I wanted to show you was that from those activities on 1.2 acres, he's employing 15 people now. I don't know. I don't know whether they can show us the people who are working there, the people. The workers. The workers. Show us the workers.
Mononketia.
It will take time. I know that he's employing 15 people now.
Kire ayini ya matemarebe kikatakini wanarepiripi ngakrona tiyada na fomang na nyakana ngin. Ya paking na wuyan. Na ngitungangulu tiyete ngitomonangkan.
And that's 1 acre.
Kana itara nenye peye ka bonongolo ngakelu.
I have given you an example that if Uganda has got 40 million acres of arable land, now if we had just 7 million of us using 1 acre, in activities like the ones of Nyakana, not necessarily this, but maybe coffee, maybe other things, but intensive agriculture on a small on the 1 acre. $7 million out of the 40 million. Would create 105 million jobs. There will be so many jobs that you shall not have enough Ugandans to do them. And you can get other examples. For instance, you get Joseph Ijara of Serere. Let's see what he's doing.
Hello, my name is Joseph Ijala. I am the proprietor of Taifa Farm, which is located in Serere in a place called Kapusi, where we are. And in Taifa we have dairy, poultry, and we also make laundry bar soap. But we also have the value addition aspect of the farm, where we produce yogurt and pack it, tin it for the market. This project started 11 years ago after an inspiration from His Excellency, the President of Uganda, when he had come here and he was teaching people about the 4-acre model. He was having a rally in Soroti, and that time I was working as a taxi driver. I was doing that master business in Soroti. So when I heard this, when I heard he was around, I crossed to go and listen to his story. And he was talking about a 4-acre model, how to improve household income. So when I came back, I was fired because I delayed there and the guy said, you go and eat those words that you had. But I had already this land, 2.5 acres, but I also had local chicken here. But after hearing that, I got inspired to put more effort on raising this chicken. So I raised the chicken to the tune of about 100 of them. Then I got a small incubator. That was about 4 eggs. So I used that incubator for multiplying my local chicken farm. Eventually I was having 1,500 local chicken around. I was very famous for local chicken. So but then local chicken were not answering my day-to-day needs. So I decided to translate it to layers. In Taifa Farm we have 10,000 layers, which give me about 310 trays per day. and each tray goes at price of 10,500. So approximately about 3 million shillings a day from the eggs that we get. Of course, it varies depending on the cost of the feeding, but at least a half goes for management, a half goes to our pocket as the IFA. So after selling the layers, that money I invested it on dairy. I started dairy with the 4 cows, but you know I multiplied it very fast because I'm using AI. I have my own semen bank here, so I do artificial insemination. And then I also got a vet who was able to train some of us here with the veterinary knowledge. I think it's
you should get time and watch those films from the good performers. But Joseph Ijara sells 310 trays of eggs per day. And he's getting 3 million shillings per day from eggs alone. Then he has got cows, which you saw, like in Nyakane, but in a small area. He has got cows, but he's getting 320 liters per day. And in a year he gets more than 1 billion shillings from 2 acres. For him it was 2.5 acres. Should shut up. We are going to create more jobs than the jobs in Uganda. And the formula, which is universal, you create wealth, whether it is of government or of individuals, and the wealth creates jobs. And in order to create wealth, we need to ensure the following things, which you should concentrate on. Low cost of electricity. Low cost of transport. That's why we are building the railway. The railway is cheaper than the road. Yes, we are tarmacking the roads, but the roads are good for passengers. But cargo needs the railway. Railway is cheaper, and the railway and water transport are cheaper. Because that's how the wealth creators will be encouraged. If they have low costs, they will make profit. And if they make profit, they will be encouraged. Low cost of money, like in the UDB or PDM, this is money with low cost. Low cost of the internet.
matia chakune be itari ngolo kiligore tegetunga loto mang adimio.
That's how we shall accelerate the creation of jobs, and the acceleration of creation of jobs will accelerate the creation of wealth, and the acceleration of wealth will create the acceleration of creation of jobs.
Anna iki pori woni borenda dan epote nguluchi e borodanga ke atakini ngulu ki tantuan. Kinya kuni woni geliti ngolo ngiboro korialo litingna amoto kay korinyo ebuni borenda danga ke atakini borengni ki tantuan.
Even here in Karamoja, people are waking up. There's a boy I visited near here, Nakapiripiriti. Let's see that boy.
Tariwana Nakapiripiriti ane bangi le yedia ngole yepe waya ngololnin. Ngola kolongiti age abunti amka weria munodi kanyeli. Ngole giri chente wan kaira le ngole gloromi.
Aturum Parish Lorega sub-county under Namalu and Nakapiripiriti district. When I stopped from my studies, I sat home for around 3 years when I was not doing anything with either government. Little am I knowing, God will bring you the LPS. When it reaches around 2020, a rumor of PDM came, and we were the first people to receive money from Nakapiripiriti. I received $1 million. I rented 4 acres of land, and I was able to harvest 14 bags. Now from my harvest, I sat down, I see my left and right of myself. I just say, God has given me this reward. I picked 10 bags. That's 1,000 kilograms. I took it to Soroti market. They bought a kilo at 1,700. Out of the number of bags I took there, I was able to get 1,700,000. When I came back, I have a friend of mine. He has not got, he's having wisdom, he's having knowledge concerning how to rear these things. Because he was once assisting someone from those ends of Kampala, rearing these pigs. He instructed me than you misusing money in other businesses. You introduced about the piggery project. And I bought 5 pigs, at 80 out of 1.7, which is equivalent to 400,000. I remained with 1.3, I picked 700,000 for buying the land. Now I remain with 600,000 out of 1.7. I remain with 600,000.
Now, that is a boy who is near, that's a boy who is near here.
He had
dropped out of school, and he had nothing. But when he got the 1 million of PDM, he hired 4 acres. He didn't have land, he hired. And grow something that I had never heard of. That is called green grams. I have never heard of them. Then he sold the green grams in Soroti and bought pigs. By the time I was there, he had about 35 pigs. He was now employing himself. And his mother, I think, was also working there with him. Maybe they had even got somebody to help them. So this is the way.
ate marebe eroto dada ngolo pei eraria muni yong elinga to giana iboreng ni yeni ya ate mare kunya ena kini yong jo boreng ya jokwan
the alayere should stop diverting you. Those are useless.
Itemogino nguche to ngulu tiete aba oto jongo ta gichanti nere mambo ya joko ni yakata.
Concentrate on what NRM is telling you.
Ate marnait woni mutunga ngulu kaya narem dadan aneni yai ibore jok akiri chakin borengini kenagin diapukanna.
I was glad to hear Okecho, the trade union, talking about the markets. Once you start producing, then the next question is who buys?
Abudeka ngola karino ore eraila ka to kwangole ruorane kola pala kire andre kai yakatari yo borongu yakatari ngizilinga itemogino bigwa kilo tishola jokon.
So if you are serious, you now be talking about the markets of East Africa, of Uganda, of West Africa, of Africa. Otherwise, who will buy? If there are so many eggs, so much pigs, who will buy them?
Anna itikere karatara yo to anani ni munik nitino oye konti ngolo iria munto ria konikia ki wari tropo to kana yo kagiala kangulia lwaka nera ngana ikone pedori wana gigele ngorol dada loto mane peineke ikwa kona wanda ankare mojong etemogino tara kona gorengini warta wan market ngola lokinga.
I was telling these workers leaders yesterday, if you are workers, you should be talking about patriotism, love Uganda in those factories. Everybody should be taught to love Uganda.
Ani biene kiania ya wanketi ya kanchie abuya ngolimo kiri ate marebe andro kichamito wanate marebe leki matike ya kauni angini tuwanani wane amena ya kokap Uganda tobali yong ayong ati ituwanani ngini ya Uganda iti ya iborebe ati.
Why you love Uganda? Why you love Uganda? Because you need it for your market. The market of the products your factory is producing, from which has given you a job. Pan-Africanism, we must love Africa. Because the internal market of Uganda is not enough. So all those things NRM has already told you everything, but people just keep wondering, going up and here.
Ngakronda danga dawaku gane yokwali mokini woni ebitongolo itemogine boyoto wamenada ya kokwa na ite yawo ni je ngube ya laere kulunye bupete ngakro.
So once you have patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, that boy, the boy of Nakapiripiriti, is being transformed from a jobless boy to a boy who is a money maker.
Kire ani mena yu akoni pap, mena yu Uganda, mena papangana nkiriono. Ya mambore kingopi ni yong. Ekwa kwa ne dia ngolo yokongolo yana nyetu ngola na tunu ngolo.
Socio-economic transformation, you must become new people.
Then
we can add on international solidarity. To negotiate with the Chinese, with the Americans, with the Europeans about selling to them. But we need to strengthen our own market first. Market of Uganda, market of Africa. They are here. They should be consolidated. That's what you should be talking about. Monitor should be writing about East African integration, not writing rubbish, which they always write every day.
kara nege kori kingada kotere to patana yong ni bore chamji yong agela lokinga.
They are agents. They are agents of foreign interests. But we shall defeat them as we defeated all those traitors. Now, yesterday, I had a discussion with the workers' people. As I told you, we are going to discuss more in June, but internally within the cabinet, we are going to take up the issues also. The issue of the minimum job, or minimum wage. The issue of the tripartite. No casual labor. We shall end casual labor. And we are going to lock up all those employment agencies which go between the people, the workers, and the employer. We also talked about the issue of the threshold for pay as you earn. We talked about the issue of the foreign labor. The companies which bring foreigners to do work which the Ugandans can do. We talked about the government supporting the labor centers which were being supported by foreigners in the past. We also talked about the low cost of housing for workers. We had a serious discussion and they were listening very carefully because me, I'm not a joker. I'm not Chufuchamtuma. Chufuchamtuma, Banyankole have a saying, Chufuchamtuma, Ngwenjiasia, Atumunyare Mbiame, a stupid Munyankole, his house was on, he was told that your house is on fire. Then he said, prepare a bed for me to sleep. Sleep where the house is on fire. So we always handle the situation the way it is. But the way we discussed, the things are moving they are moving in a rational direction. Minimum wage discussed by the tripartite. And sector by sector. That's a realistic approach. So we are going to discuss more and conclude. I have noted the other points raised today. Like the workers' representatives in the different groups he mentioned. The free trade zone and so on, the ones he mentioned. and circles for workers supported by the government. But I think you, the workers, should also emphasize the issue of free education for the children in government schools.
I
don't know why you don't emphasize that. So,
President
you say you love cows, but actually you hate cows. Somebody who loves cows like me, I cannot steal a cow. And I don't steal a cow, not because I don't want to harm the owner of the cow. Which is also a godly issue. God will be happy with me if I don't steal. But I don't want to bring into my cows a cow which I don't know whether it is sick or not. My friend in Kotido gave me a cow. But I took many months without accepting it. Although I didn't want to offend him, but I said, no, you hold on, let the vets first check it. Because I didn't want that cow to bring diseases to my cows. So what you are doing now in this region, Turkana, Kenya, all these South Sudan, stealing the cows, you are actually enemies of cows. Your own cows and the cows of others. You saw Ijara there. Ijara, the one of Serere. You saw Nyakana. Their cows cannot mix even with the neighbor's cows. That's why they are safe. They don't meander to pick a disease. They don't meander. They don't interact with other cows. Even the boy with the pigs now here, the one I visited, I had to help him get a sengenge to make sure his pigs don't mix with other pigs. That is what we, the cattle lovers, do. We don't mix our cows with other cows, because if you do, they will die because of disease. I therefore congratulate everybody on Labour's Day. And I thank you for sponsoring me for president next year. We are going to discuss the proposal will be put to SEC, and we shall inform them that the people are supporting this, they are supporting this.
Bana inge ya krotonge na iya ya wadanga na tukoto na bonge na chieng na langare na yani.
Alakara noi.
Alakara noi akan nabo. Alakara.
Thank you, Excellency. Excellency, you will honor us with a few activities, then we release you for the medals. And I want to request the team that has the third Decent Work Country program to bring it in front. One for labor market information system and digital job matching system. Your Excellency, these are two programs which are trying to support prevention of the casual labors that you talked about, promoting social security, increasing employment and productivity, and improving the workplace safety and health. I want to invite ILO representative to please join. Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister, can you join? And the team from the Ministry of Gender. Your Excellency, I'm kindly inviting you to append your signature for launching the third Decent Work Country program, a program which is supposed to increase employment and production, strengthen capacity for collective bargaining, promote social security. It's an integrated program which will run throughout the country and the cities. I don't know where the Minister of State for Labor is. Should be with the team. Thank you. Is the team for labor market information system ready so that the President doesn't need to sit down again? Can you replace that? Thank you, Excellency. Excellency, the team joining with the checks are 13 groups, including Makerere University Food and Technology and Nutrition Department, Kawanda National Research Laboratories, Rentanga Farm Institute, Finn Church Aid, Okere Community Development, Wend Africa, Namalu Farmers Produce and Cooperative Society, Chirehura Women Entrepreneurs in Ghee Processing and Dairy, Benedicto Nuns of Perpetual Adoration of the Most Blessed Sacrament, Motive Creation, Hairo Cassava Growers, Kindi Women Fish and Bunyoro Cooperative. Can I have the World Bank representative to His Excellency has concluded. Congratulations, the team that has been awarded grants. Those are grants under GROW, Your Excellency. They are grants, they are not loans, and all the grants are for supporting equipment, supporting value addition, supporting those that are already working and having either factories or they are having their own businesses with scaling it up, and the grants are going to support them. To support other women, for instance, the one for Makerere University, Department of Food Technology and Nutrition, they will be having women who want to scale up their products to be supported there. Kawanda National Research Laboratory is the same, and Rentanga Farm Institute is handling in the area of Ankole and West the issue of dairy production, processing, ghee processing, yogurt, and others. And these women who are undertaking training and being supported in Rentanga will go there and be supported at a very subsidized amount, but the grant is for those entities. Your Excellency, thank you very much. On behalf of the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, I want to thank you for coming, and now hand over to the team that will guide us for the next session, which is award of medals. Thank you very much, and thank you everybody for coming and gracing the occasion. Thank you.
Your Excellency, we are singing after the awards. We are singing after the awards. Keep there, please. We are singing after the awards. Your Excellency, we welcome the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancery for the awards of today.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister and Minister without portfolio, Honorable Cabinet Ministers and Ministers of State here present, Permanent Secretaries here present, Justices of the High Court here present, Honorable Members of Parliament here present, Their Excellencies the Ambassadors and High Commissioners here present, respective representatives of Security Service Chiefs, Generals, Senior Officers, non-commissioned officers, and militants, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On this year's auspicious occasion of celebrating the International Labour Day, His Excellency the President is pleased to recognize deserving citizens of Uganda and other persons by awarding them medals of honor and conduct the presentation of the 61 of them is I, Major General George Igumba, the Master of Ceremonies of the Chancery, as per law established. Now, therefore, in accordance with Section 3, Part 2 of the National Honours Awards Act 2001 as amended, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda has approved the award of medals to 61 persons, among whom 16 are female, during this year's International Labour Day celebrations. The medals categorized are as below. The Distinguished Order of the Crested Crane, 4th Class Officer, the Distinguished Order of the Nile, 1st Class Grand Commander, and fourth class officer, the Kabalega Star Medal, the Distinguished Service Medal Police, the Royal Triangle Medal, the Personal Sacrifice Medal Police, the Long Service with Good Conduct Gold, 30 years plus Police, and 60th National Independence Diamond Jubilee Medal. The names of the 61 awardees were duly considered by the Presidential Awards Committee, comprising of 9 eminent persons, with Honorable Dr. Beatrice Wabudea as chairperson and Hajjat Zamina Malole as secretary, under the aegis of the Minister for the Presidency, Honorable Millie Babirie Babalanda. Now, award of the Distinguished Order of the Crested Crane Medal. Pursuant to Section 3(2), Second Schedule, Part 1 of the National Honors and Awards Act 2001 as amended, the title of honor of the Distinguished Order of the Crested Crane Fourth Class Officer Medal is awarded to a person who distinguishes him or herself in leadership or service in the public or private sector as a political leader of a local government, an advocate, doctor, engineer, or accountant,